welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to survive the ED rotation. So I did 6 months of ACCS training in ED, and therefore I learned a lot of things during that time period of my life, which now seems so far away. And I decided to make this video to help you guys when you start your ED rotation, sort of a guide on what you can and cannot do portfolio wise, and what are things that you can get out of your rotation as well, along with also how to survive this. I don't want to say terrible, but it is what it is. So breaking the video down, we'll talk about the portfolio bits first, because I think that's the most important thing and it makes people a little nervous. And I'm sorry if there's a lot of background noise of construction. It's been going on the entire week and I haven't been able to film, but today's my off day, so I am filming it and you will have to endure the background noise. So basically, regarding your portfolio, it depends whether you are an ED trainee and using Kaizen, if you're an Anaesthetics trainee using LLP, or if you're an acute medicine trainee, not sure what they use. I think it's JRCP something. So your portfolio is going to be different depending on what training specialty you are in. First things first, when you start your rotation, make sure that you have a clinical supervisor meeting early on, because the earlier you discuss your goals for your 6 months with your supervisor, it will be easier for you to achieve those goals within the 6 months. Secondly, obviously, before you are starting and meeting your CS, you should try to understand what you want to do during this rotation. So for example, if you want to do a QIP or an audit or something related to academics, running a course, doing a course, or attending conferences, things like that can be part of your PDPs for your CS meeting. And also it gives you sort of like a whole preview of your entire 6 months. If you have those goals in place, then your CS is going to be impressed by you. And secondly, you also will know what you're going to get out of these 6 months. And in my opinion, I would suggest make a QIP project. It's very easy to do QIP projects in ED because it's a very small space and you're not covering so many places. It's just one space. Most EDs call it the shop floor, so most doctors will know you and you would know what's kind of needed in the department, and therefore it is easier for you to complete a QIP in like a few cycles, and definitely I think that should be your number 2 when you're thinking about the ED rotation. Number 3, I know we're talking about how to survive it, and this is my opinion. How to survive it is having a standard plan of what you're going to get out of your ED rotation. So when things are really bad, you would know that, okay, 6 months, I'm going to get the most out of my rotation and I'm going to move forward. Therefore, I'm talking about the portfolio bits first. The third thing you want to do is to see exactly what kind of assessments you require. And that means that you need to know your curriculum very well when you start doing your rotation, any rotation for that matter. But yes, for ED, Anaesthetics training, I'm not really sure how it works for other trainings besides Anaesthetics, so I'm just going to talk about that. But for Anaesthetics, most of our assessments are ED research based or emergency based or procedural based. So make sure that when you go into an ED, when you speak to anybody in an ED, on the shop floor, on your shifts, even when your CS is not present, make sure that you voice the fact that you require recess time. You require these many things. These are the procedures. If anybody has these procedures happening on the day, please let you know so that you can get your DOPS and SLEs done. Now we're going to move on to the mental health bits. So the mental health bits are actually really important because ED rotations are crap in terms of their rota. You will be nocturnal half of the time. You will not be having enough rest days. You will not be having a lot of personal me time. So therefore you need to be very careful about how you sort of organize your life around the ED rotation so that you don't burn out. I have talked about burnout a lot of times on my Instagram as well. But yeah, I'll probably make a separate video regarding burnout. But once you realize that you're either not sleeping well, not eating well, you need rest, things like that, try to break the pattern and sort of either get annual leaves or start looking up at your rest days to do something productive during those days. And by productive, I do not mean studying, looking at your portfolio and obsessing over whatever QIP you have decided to do, but actually just resting. The second thing I would say is, so try to make friends or try to have social life outside ED. It is a bit hard, especially when you're going through your rota, which is going to be not good. But I would still suggest to try to keep up appearances outside work, because otherwise you're going to be in this rut where the only thing in your life is going to be the hospital, and you don't want that. The third thing that I would suggest while discussing about mental health is that if you think that your supervisor or anybody senior to you is not being as supportive because you'll be out of your own personal specialty, unless you're ED. For me, obviously, I was anesthetics, so most of my things were not a part of their normal curriculum, and I was being posted into places where I didn't really need to work in. So then again, it just comes with the portfolio bits. It is going to stress you out, especially because you're not getting things signed off. So third point for me is to make sure that once your second month is done, try to find out who your ES is, and if you're not getting enough things done, try to talk to them. Or if you feel like you need more support, there is support in ED, and you can go and talk to them. This is all regards to mental health bits, and we're going to move on to the third topic, which is the actual struggle. First thing is, there's a lot of pressure, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're going to be running behind all the time, through patients, through nurses, through colleagues, because we're all overworked, and there might be people who will get short-tempered with you. This includes, again, patients, colleagues, etc., etc., and you sort of have to live with it. I wouldn't say that you need to endure it and not respond back, because that can lead to further bullying. And ED is a kind of space where it's very easy to be bullied, and you need to sort of fight back. And I think that is one of the biggest tips I would say, struggling wise, when you're surviving, is when you start and you're being bullied by people and you realize it, but you can't do anything about it because you're too new to the department. I would suggest to actually stand up for yourself, because if you don't, then things just get, it's a spiral downhill. So you don't want people to sort of walk all over you. And therefore, I would suggest, if you feel like somebody is bullying you, you report it. This includes patients as well, because you will have exposure with all kinds of people in ED. And considering what kind of human being you are, me being an introvert, it was hard for me to sort of talk to so many people from different backgrounds all the time and have very different responses from everyone. Obviously, as an anaesthetist or even ICU, things are very different for us when we do. The second thing I want to talk about while struggling is that you will have rota issues, but I would suggest to make sure that you've put your annual leave in place earlier on. And if you feel like you've got some important stuff to do, which, as I said, not QIP related, but if you want to attend a conference or you're attending a course, things like that, which we have discussed, make sure that you get your leave sorted earlier on. ED rotas are generally flexible. Whatever they might say, regardless, they are generally flexible because they have a lot of rota gaps. So if you feel like that your rota coordinator is not facilitating you, you can take it up to a consultant and tell them whatever leaves you require, because as I said, there are so many rota gaps that they could really easily swap you around. They should be able to do that. So if you stand up for yourself, then you will obviously get your things sorted, and that also gives you an opportunity to plan things ahead, which in my opinion, with my ED rotation, I think because things were planned, all my study leaves were planned, my annual leaves were planned, I knew exactly what I'm doing. So if things were going really, really bad in a week, I still had something to look forward to. And it was all sorted. So I think that is really, really important to do as a to-do list to survive ED. Keep an open mind when you go. You are a strong human being and you've reached this place so far. So it's going to be okay. It's not going to be a piece of cake. It's not a bed of roses. It is the emergency department. You're going to get all kinds of people. And I just think your support system should know exactly what's happening in your life. Do not isolate yourself. Do not just sit at home and relax, which seems like such an amazing thing. When you're doing ED and you really, really want to rest, it's very easy to go into that, hole and just remain there and protect yourself. But please don't do that. So yeah, I think my last tip to survive ED would to be make sure that you're talking to as many people as you can, and you are getting the help that you need, you're getting the support that you need. This includes other people, not just your portfolio related human beings, which includes your CS and ES, but also other people in your life. Not everybody's going to understand what you're going through, and not everybody's going to accept your new rota. which is basically all nocturnal, at least it was for me. But you will sort of settle in eventually. And yeah, as usual, if you need any help, if you want someone to talk to, and you feel like this video helped you, give the video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.